As a being of thought, your dominant mental attitude will determine your condition in life. It will also be the gauge of your knowledge and the measures of your attainment. The so-called limitations of your nature are the boundary lines of your thoughts. They are self-erected fences and can be drawn to a narrower circle, extended to a wider, or be allowed to remain. You are the thinker of your thoughts, and as such you are the maker of yourself and condition. Thought is causal and creative and appears in your character and life in the form of results. There are no accidents in your life. Both its harmonies and antagonisms are the responsive echoes of your thoughts. A man thinks and his life appears. If your dominant mental attitude is peaceable and lovable, bliss and blessedness will follow you. If it be resistant and hateful, trouble and distress will cloud your pathway. Out of ill will come grief and disaster. Out of goodwill, healing and reparation. You imagine your circumstances as being separate from yourself, but they are intimately related to your thought world. Nothing appears without an adequate cause. Everything that happens is just. Nothing is fated. Everything is formed. As you think, you travel. As you love, you attract. You are today where your thoughts have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you. You cannot escape the result of your thoughts, but you can endure and learn, can accept and be glad. You will always come to the place where your love, your most abiding and intense thought, can receive its measure of gratification. If your love be base, you will come to a base place. If it be beautiful, you will come to a beautiful place. You can alter your thoughts and so alter your condition. Strive to perceive the vastness and grandeur of your responsibility. You are powerful, not powerless. You are as powerful to obey as you are to disobey, as strong to be pure as to be impure, as ready for wisdom as for ignorance. You can learn what you will, can remain as ignorant as you choose. If you love knowledge, you will obtain it. If you love wisdom, you will secure it. If you love purity, you will realize it. All things await your acceptance, and you choose by the thoughts which you entertain. A man remains ignorant because he loves ignorance and chooses ignorant thoughts. A man becomes wise because he loves wisdom and chooses wise thoughts. No man is hindered by another. He is only hindered by himself. No man suffers because of another. He suffers only because of himself. By the noble gateway of pure thought, you can enter the highest heaven. By the ignoble doorway of impure thought, you can descend into the lowest hell. Your mental attitude towards others will faithfully react upon yourself and will manifest itself in every relation of your life. Every impure and selfish thought that you send out comes back to you and your circumstances in some form of suffering. Every pure and unselfish thought returns to you in some form of blessedness. Your circumstances are effects of which the cause is inward and invisible. As the father-mother of your thoughts, you are the maker of your state and condition. When you know yourself, you will perceive that every event in your life is weighed in the faultless balance of equity. But when you understand the law within your mind, you will cease to regard yourself as the impotent and blind tool of circumstances and will become the strong and seeing master. As the fruit to the tree and the water to the spring, so is action to thought. It does not come into manifestation suddenly and without a cause. It is the result of a long and silent growth, the end of a hidden process which has long been gathering force. The fruit of the tree and the water gushing from the rock are both the effect of a combination of natural processes in air and earth, which have long worked together in secret to produce the phenomenon. And the beautiful acts of enlightenment and the dark deeds of sin are both the ripened effects of trains of thought, which have long been harbored in the mind. The sudden falling, when greatly tempted, into some grievous sin by one who was believed, and who probably believed himself to stand firm, is seen neither to be a sudden nor a causeless thing, when the hidden process of thought which led up to it are revealed. The falling was merely the end, the outworking, the finished result of what commenced in the mind, probably years before. The man had allowed a wrong thought to enter his mind, and a second and a third time he had welcomed it and allowed it to nestle in his heart. Gradually he became accustomed to it and cherished and fondled and tended it. And so it grew, until at last it attained such strength and force that it attracted to itself the opportunity which enabled it to burst forth and ripen into act. As falls the stately building whose foundations have been gradually undermined by the action of water, so at last falls the strong man who allows corrupt thoughts to creep into his mind and secretly undermine his character. When it is seen that all temptation are the natural outcome of the thoughts of the individual, the way to overcome the challenges of this world and its achievement a near possibility, and, sooner or later, a certain reality. For if a man will admit, cherish and brood upon thoughts that are pure and good, those thoughts, just as surely as the impure, will grow and gather force, and will at last attract to themselves the opportunities which will enable them to ripen into act. There is nothing hidden that shall not be revealed, and every thought that is harbored in the mind must, by virtue of the impelling force which is inherent in the universe, at last blossom into act good or bad, according to its nature. The divine teacher and the sensualist are both the product of their own thoughts, and have become what they are as the result of the seeds of thought which they have implanted are allowed to fall into the garden of the heart and have afterwards watered, tended, and cultivated. Let no man think he can overcome sin and temptation by wrestling with opportunity. He can only overcome them by purifying his thoughts, and if he will, day by day, in the silence of his soul and in the performance of his duties, strenuously overcome all erroneous inclination and put in its place thoughts that are true and that will endure the light. Opportunity to do evil will give place to opportunity for accomplishing good. For a man can only attract that to him which is in harmony with his nature, and no temptation can gravitate to a man unless there is that in his heart which is capable of responding to it. Guard well your thoughts, reader, for what you really are in your secret thoughts today, be it good or evil, you will, sooner or later, become in actual deed. He who unwaringly guards the portals of his mind against the intrusion of sinful thoughts and occupies himself with loving thoughts, with pure, strong, and beautiful thoughts, will, when the season of their ripening comes, bring forth the fruits of gentle and holy deeds, and no temptation that can come against him shall find him unarmed, unprepared. It has been said that a man's whole life and character is the outcome of his belief, and also that his belief has nothing whatever to do with his life. Both statements are true. The confusion and contradiction of these two statements are only apparent, and are quickly dispelled when it is remembered that there are two entirely distinct kinds of beliefs, namely, head belief and heart belief. Head or intellectual belief is not fundamental and causative, but it is superficial and consequent, and that it has no power in the molding of a man's character, the most superficial observer may easily see. Take, for instance, half a dozen men from any creed. They not only hold the same theological belief, but confess the same articles of faith in every particular, and yet their characters are vastly different. One will be just as noble as another is ignoble. One will be mild and gentle, another coarse and irascible. One will be honest, another dishonest. One will indulge certain habits which another will rigidly abjure, and so on, plainly indicating that theological belief is not an influential factor in a man's life. A man's theological belief is merely his intellectual opinion or view of the universe, God, the Bible, etc., and behind and underneath this head belief there lies, deeply rooted in his innermost being, the hidden silent, secret belief of his heart. And it is this belief which molds and makes his whole life. It is this which makes those 6 men who, whilst holding the same theology, are yet so vastly at variance in their deeds, they differ in the vital belief of the heart. What then is this heart belief? It is that which a man loves and clings to and fosters in his soul. For he thus loves and clings to and fosters in his heart, because he believes in them, and believing in them and loving them, he practices them. Thus is his life the effect of his belief, but it has no relation to the particular creed which comprises his intellectual belief. One man clings to impure and immoral things because he believes in them. Another does not cling to them because he has ceased to believe in them. A man cannot cling to anything unless he believes in it. Belief always precedes his action, therefore a man's deeds and life are the fruits of his belief. Hell, the priest and the Levite who passed by the injured and helpless man held, no doubt, very strongly to the theological doctrines of their fathers. That was their intellectual belief. But in their hearts they did not believe in mercy, and so lived and acted accordingly. The Good Samaritan may or may not have had any theological beliefs, nor was it necessary that he should have. But in his heart he believed in mercy and acted accordingly. Strictly speaking, there are only 2 beliefs which vitally affect the life, and they are belief in good and belief in evil. He who believes in all those things that are good will love them and live in them. He who believes in those things that are impure and selfish will love them and cling to them. The tree is known by its fruits. Go into the fields and country lanes in the springtime, and you will see farmers and gardeners busy sowing seeds in the newly prepared soil. If you were to ask any one of those gardeners or farmers what kind of produce he expected from the seed he was sowing, he would doubtless regard you as foolish and would tell you that he does not expect at all, that it is a matter of common knowledge that his produce will be of the kind which he is sowing, and that he is sowing wheat or barley or turnips, as the case may be, in order to reproduce that particular kind. Every fact and process in nature contains a moral lesson for the wise man. There is no law in the world of nature around us which is not to be found operating with the same mathematical certainty in the mind of man and in human life. All the parables of Jesus are illustrative of this truth and are drawn from the simple facts of nature. There is a process of seed sowing in the mind and life, a spiritual sowing which leads to a harvest according to the kind of seed sown. Thoughts, words, and acts are seeds sown, and by the inviolable law of things, they produce after their kind. The man who thinks hateful thoughts brings hatred upon himself. The man who thinks loving thoughts is loved. The man whose thoughts, words, and acts are sincere is surrounded by sincere friends. The insincere man is surrounded by insincere. The man who sows wrong thoughts and deeds and prays that God will bless him is in the position of a farmer who, having sown tares, asks God to bring forth for him a harvest of wheat. But that which you sow, you reap. So yonder fields, the sesamum was sesamum. The corn was corn. The silence and the darkness knew. So is a man's fate born. He cometh reaper of the things he sowed. He who would be blessed, let him scatter blessings. He who would be happy, let him consider the happiness of others. Then there is another side to this seed sowing. The farmer must scatter all his seed upon the land and then leave it to the elements. Were he to covetously hoard his seed, he would lose both it and his produce, for his seed would perish. It perishes when he sows it, but in perishing it brings forth a great abundance. So in life we get by giving. We grow rich by scattering. The man who says he is in possession of knowledge which he cannot give out because the world is incapable of receiving it, either does not possess such knowledge, or, if he does, will soon be deprived of it, if he is not already so deprived. To hoard is to lose. To exclusively retain is to be dispossessed. Even the man who would increase his material wealth must be willing to part with invest what little capital he has and then wait for the increase. So long as he retains his hold on his precious money, he will not only remain poor, but will be growing poorer every day. He will, after all, lose the thing he loves and will lose it without increase. But if he wisely lets it go, if, like the farmer, he scatters his seeds of gold, then he can faithfully wait for, and reasonably expect, the increase. And are asking God to give them peace and purity and righteousness and blessedness, but are not obtaining these things. And why not? Because they are not practicing them, not sowing them. I once heard a preacher pray very earnestly for forgiveness, and shortly afterwards, in the course of his sermon, he called upon his congregation to show no mercy to the enemies of the church. Well, such self-delusion is pitiful, and men have yet to learn that the way to obtain peace and blessedness is to scatter peaceful and blessed thoughts, words, and deeds, and believe that they can sow the seeds of strife, impurity, and unbrotherliness, and then gather in a rich harvest of peace, purity, and concord by merely asking for it. What more pathetic sight than to see an irritable and quarrelsome man praying for peace? Men reap that which they sow, and any man can reap all blessedness now and at once, if he will put aside selfishness and so broadcast the seeds of kindness, gentleness, and love. If a man is troubled, perplexed, sorrowful, or unhappy, let him ask, what mental seeds have I been sowing? The universal laws of success resonate harmoniously with the principle of reaping and sowing. The law of cause and effect, an unwavering principle, dictates that every action we undertake sets in motion a chain of consequences. Our thoughts, words, and deeds ripple through the fabric of existence, shaping our reality and determining the fruits we eventually reap. Like a fundamental law of the universe, operates on both the physical and metaphysical planes. Positive thoughts, emotions, and actions attract favorable circumstances, while negative ones draw forth adversity. This phenomenon, often referred to as the law of attraction, underscores the profound influence of our inner world on our external experiences. Our minds, endowed with immense creative power, serve as architects of our reality. Every thought we entertain, every emotion we harbor, contributes to the holographic field of reality that surrounds us. This field, an energetic tapestry woven from our consciousness, reflects our inner state and manifests in our physical experiences. The time lag between our thoughts and their manifestation in physical reality varies depending on several factors, including the intensity of our thoughts, the level of our belief in their fruition, and the alignment of our actions with our desires. However, it is crucial to remember that every thought, no matter how fleeting, leaves an indelible imprint on the fabric of reality, eventually shaping our life experiences. Visualization, a powerful tool for harnessing the creative power of our minds, plays a pivotal role in transforming our thoughts into tangible realities. By vividly imagining our desires as if they have already come to pass, we infuse them with energy and propel them towards manifestation. This process, rooted in the principles of neuroplasticity and the law of attraction, underscores the profound impact of our thoughts on shaping our reality. As we embark on this journey of self-discovery and personal growth, it is essential to cultivate a deep understanding of the metaphysical principles that govern our existence. By aligning our thoughts, emotions, and actions with the universal laws of success, we sow the seeds of prosperity, abundance, and fulfillment, reaping a bountiful harvest of positive experiences and achieving our highest potential. The metaphysical principle of like attracts like holds that our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create a vibrational frequency that resonates with similar frequencies in the universe, thereby attracting experiences and circumstances that match our inner state. This principle operates on various levels of consciousness, from the physical to the spiritual. On the physical level, like attracts like manifests through the laws of physics. For instance, positively charged particles attract negatively charged particles, and objects with similar densities tend to clump together. This principle also applies to our thoughts and emotions. Positive thoughts and emotions, such as love, gratitude, and joy, attract positive experiences and opportunities, while negative thoughts and emotions, such as fear, anger, and resentment, attract negative outcomes. On the emotional level, like attracts like operates through the power of resonance. When we experience an emotion, we emit a corresponding vibrational frequency. If we dwell on negative emotions, we attract more negative experiences that resonate with that frequency. Conversely, if we focus on positive emotions, we attract more positive experiences that resonate with that frequency. On the mental level, like attracts like manifests through our beliefs and expectations. Our beliefs about ourselves, the world, and others shape our perception of reality and influence our experiences. If we believe that we are capable and deserving of success, we are more likely to attract opportunities for success. Conversely, if we believe that we are incapable or unworthy of success, we are more likely to attract obstacles and challenges. Well, on the spiritual level, like attracts like operates through the law of karma. Karma is the principle of cause and effect, which states that every action we take has a corresponding reaction. When we sow positive seeds through our thoughts, words, and actions, we reap positive consequences. Conversely, when we sow negative seeds, we reap negative consequences. In essence, the metaphysics of like attracts like is a reflection of the interconnectedness of all things. Our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create a vibrational frequency that resonates with similar frequencies in the universe, attracting experiences and circumstances that match our inner state. By understanding and applying this principle, we can consciously create a more positive and fulfilling life. The universal laws of success are a set of principles that govern the way the world works. These laws are not just theoretical concepts, but practical guidelines that can help us achieve our goals and live a more fulfilling life. One of the most important laws of success is the law of cause and effect. This law states that every action we take has a corresponding reaction. In other words, what we put out into the world will come back to us. If we sow seeds of kindness and compassion, we will reap a harvest of kindness and compassion. If we sow seeds of anger and hatred, we will reap a harvest of anger and hatred. The law of cause and effect is closely related to the law of reaping and sowing. Reaping and sowing is a metaphor that describes the process of cause and effect. When we sow seeds, we are planting the seeds for our future harvest. If we sow good seeds, we will reap a good harvest. If we sow bad seeds, we will reap a bad harvest. The law of cause and effect and the law of reaping and sowing are both based on the principle of karma. Karma is the Sanskrit word for action. The law of karma states that every action we take has a corresponding reaction, and that this reaction will come back to us in this life or in a future life. The law of karma is a powerful law that can help us to understand why things happen the way they do. It can also help us to make better choices in our lives. When we know that every action we take has a corresponding reaction, we are more likely to think twice before we act. We are more likely to choose to do the right thing, even when it is difficult. The universal laws of success are not just about getting ahead in life, they are also about living a good life. When we live in accordance with these laws, we are more likely to be happy, healthy, and successful. Here are some real-life examples of how the universal laws of success manifest in various aspects of life. In the area of health, if we eat healthy foods and exercise regularly, we are more likely to be healthy. If we smoke, drink alcohol excessively and don't get enough sleep, we are more likely to get sick. In the area of relationships, if we treat our loved ones with kindness and respect, they are more likely to treat us with kindness and respect. If we are abusive or neglectful, they are more likely to be abusive or neglectful. In the area of finances, if we save money and invest wisely, we are more likely to be financially secure. If we spend money recklessly and don't save, we are more likely to be in debt. In the area of career, if we work hard and develop our skills, we are more likely to be successful. If we are lazy and don't put in the effort, we are more likely to be unsuccessful. The universal laws of success are not always easy to follow. There will be times when we want to take the easy way out, even if it means going against what we know is right. However, if we stay committed to these laws, we will eventually reap the rewards. The concept of mind creates reality is rooted in the idea that our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions have a profound impact on our experiences and the world around us. This concept is supported by various scientific research and theories. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to change and adapt in response to new experiences and learning. When we think, feel, or act in certain ways, we create neural pathways in our brains. The more we repeat these patterns, the stronger the neural pathways become, and the more likely we are to experience similar thoughts, feelings, and behaviors in the future. This process of neuroplasticity demonstrates how our minds can shape our reality by creating physical changes in our brains. Quantum physics, which deals with the behavior of matter and energy at the atomic and subatomic levels, suggests that the observer's consciousness can influence the outcome of an experiment. This concept, known as the observer effect, challenges the traditional notion of a separate, objective reality and implies that our thoughts and observations can have a direct impact on the physical world. The placebo effect refers to the phenomenon where a person experiences a beneficial effect from a treatment that is not actually effective. This effect is attributed to the power of belief and expectation, demonstrating how our minds can influence our physical well-being. Confirmation bias is the tendency to seek out and interpret information that confirms our existing beliefs while ignoring or discounting information that contradicts them. This bias can shape our perception of reality and lead us to create experiences that align with our beliefs. Self-fulfilling prophecy is a concept that states that our expectations can create the reality we experience. When we believe something will happen, we are more likely to behave in ways that make it happen, whether consciously or unconsciously. This concept highlights the power of our thoughts and expectations in shaping our reality. To consciously direct our thoughts and create the reality we desire, we can engage in practices such as mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we can become more aware of our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, and how they influence our experiences. This awareness allows us to make conscious choices about how we want to think, feel, and act, and to align our minds with our desired reality. Positive thinking involves focusing on the good in our lives and cultivating an optimistic outlook. By intentionally choosing to think positive thoughts, we can shift our mindset and create a more positive reality for ourselves. Visualization is a technique where we vividly imagine our desired outcomes as if they have already happened. This practice helps to imprint the desired reality into our minds and subconscious, making it more likely to manifest. Affirmations are positive statements that we repeat to ourselves on a regular basis. By repeating affirmations, we can reinforce positive beliefs and reprogram our minds to align with our desired reality. While our thoughts and beliefs play a significant role in shaping our reality, it is also important to take inspired action towards our goals. When we combine positive thinking with aligned actions, we increase the likelihood of manifesting our desires. By understanding the scientific research and theories that support the concept of mind creates reality, and by engaging in practices that consciously direct our thoughts and emotions, we can take control of our mental landscape and create a reality that aligns with our deepest desires and aspirations. The time lag between our thoughts and their manifestation in physical reality can vary significantly and is influenced by several factors. The more intense and focused our thoughts are, the more likely they are to manifest quickly. When we put our full attention and energy into a thought or desire, we create a stronger energetic imprint on the universe, accelerating the manifestation process. Our beliefs play a crucial role in the manifestation process. When we have strong faith and unwavering belief in our ability to achieve our desires, we create a powerful force that propels our thoughts towards manifestation. Conversely, doubt and skepticism can hinder the manifestation process by creating energetic blocks. Emotional alignment. Emotions are powerful energy carriers. When our emotions are in alignment with our desires, they amplify the power of our thoughts and accelerate the manifestation process. For instance, feeling grateful for what we already have attracts more positive experiences, while feeling anxious or impatient can slow down manifestation. Persistence and consistency are essential for successful manifestation. When we consistently hold on to our desires and take consistent action towards them, we keep the energy of our thoughts alive and increase the likelihood of manifestation. Taking inspired action is a crucial step in the manifestation process. When we align our actions with our thoughts and desires, we create a synergistic effect that accelerates manifestation. Inspired action is not about forcing or controlling outcomes, but rather about following our intuition and taking steps that feel aligned with our higher purpose. While taking inspired action is important, it is equally essential to surrender and detach from the outcome. When we become too attached to a specific outcome or timeline, we create resistance and hinder the natural flow of manifestation. Trusting in the universe and allowing things to unfold in their own perfect timing is essential for successful manifestation. By understanding and working with these factors, we can reduce the time lag between our thoughts and their manifestation in physical reality. Persistence, belief, emotional alignment, taking inspired action, and surrender are key ingredients in accelerating the manifestation process and creating the life we desire. But step-by-step guide to effective visualization. Find a quiet and comfortable place. Sit or lie down in a position where you can relax and focus. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to calm your mind. Imagine the desired outcome in as much detail as possible. Visualize the colors, shapes, textures, and sounds associated with your desire. Make the image as vivid and realistic as you can. As you visualize your desired outcome, pay attention to the positive emotions that arise within you. Feel the joy, gratitude, and excitement as if you have already achieved your goal. Be positive affirmations to yourself that reinforce your belief in your ability to achieve your desire. For example, you might say, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I am grateful for the abundance in my life." Stay present. Remain in the present moment and avoid thinking about the past or the future. Keep your focus on the desired outcome and the positive feelings associated with it. Practice regular. Visualization is a skill that improves with practice. Set aside a specific time each day to practice visualization and make it a part of your daily routine. Overcoming limiting belief. Limiting beliefs can hinder the effectiveness of visualization. Here are some strategies to overcome. Pay attention to the negative thoughts or beliefs that arise when you visualize your desired outcome. Write them down and acknowledge their presence. Question the validity of your limiting beliefs. Are they based on facts or on fear and insecurity? Look for evidence that contradicts your negative beliefs. Replace negative beliefs with positive affirmations. Develop positive affirmations that counter your limiting beliefs. Repeat these affirmations regularly to reprogram your subconscious mind. Visualize overcoming your beliefs. Imagine yourself overcoming your limiting beliefs and achieving your desired outcome. Visualize yourself confident, capable, and successful. Success stories and personal anecdotes. Visualization has helped countless individuals achieve their goals and transform their lives. Here are a few success stories and personal anecdote. A student visualized getting a high score on an important exam. She imagined herself feeling confident and prepared, and she visualized the exact grade she wanted to achieve. On the day of the exam, she felt calm and focused, and she ended up getting the exact score she had visualized. An athlete visualized winning a major competition. He imagined himself standing on the podium, receiving the gold medal, and feeling the joy of victory. He trained hard and stayed focused on his visualization, and he eventually won the competition. A business person visualized growing their business and achieving financial success. They imagined their business thriving, with happy customers and a strong team. They took inspired action and made strategic decisions based on their visualization, and their business grew beyond their expectations. These examples demonstrate the power of visualization and how it can help individuals achieve their goals and create the life they desire. By following the step-by-step guide and overcoming limiting beliefs, you too can harness the power of visualization and manifest your dreams into reality. Self-fulfilling prophecies, also known as the Pygmalion effect, occur when our expectations and beliefs about a situation or person influence our behavior and actions, ultimately leading to the manifestation of those beliefs. This concept has deep metaphysical roots and has been observed throughout history in various contexts. Here are some examples of self-fulfilling prophecy. As mentioned before, in the field of medicine, the placebo effect demonstrates the power of belief in shaping outcomes. When patients are given a placebo, a harmless substance that resembles a medication, and believe it to be an effective treatment, they often experience positive effects due to their expectations and positive mindset. This highlights the influence of our beliefs on our physical and mental well-being. In ancient Greece, the Oracle of Delphi was renowned for its prophecies and predictions. People seeking guidance would visit the oracle, and the priestess's utterances were often interpreted as self-fulfilling prophecies. The belief in the oracle's predictions influenced people's actions and decisions, leading to outcomes that aligned with those prophecies. The Pygmalion effect has been observed in educational settings, where teachers' expectations of students' performance can influence the students' actual achievements. When teachers have high expectations and provide positive reinforcement, students tend to perform better, fulfilling the teacher's initial expectations. These examples illustrate the profound influence of our beliefs, expectations, and mental states on shaping our experiences and outcomes. By understanding the concept of self-fulfilling prophecies, we can become more aware of our own beliefs and biases and consciously choose to cultivate positive and empowering mindsets that lead to the manifestation of our desired realities. As we embark on this profound journey of self-discovery and personal growth, it becomes evident that each individual holds the pen of authorship in the grand narrative of their own life. The responsibility of shaping our reality lies squarely upon our shoulders, empowering us to orchestrate the symphony of our existence. Every thought, emotion, and action we engage in contributes to the tapestry of our life's experiences. The choices we make, the paths we tread, and the beliefs we harbor all play a pivotal role in determining the trajectory of our destiny. We are not mere passive observers in the theater of life. Rather, we are active participants endowed with the remarkable ability to mold and sculpt our reality according to our deepest desires and aspirations. To fully embrace this responsibility, we must cultivate a profound understanding of the metaphysical principles that govern our existence. By delving into the intricacies of reaping and sowing, the universal laws of success and the transformative power of visualization, we gain invaluable insights into the mechanisms that shape our reality.